All across America, homeowners are tearing down existing decks and replacing them with new, more functional and innovative outdoor living spaces. At Archadeck, we've been designing and building custom outdoor living spaces for over 35 years. And as the leading national deck and porch builder with over 100,000 structures built, we know how to combine process with perfection. We have a motto at Archadeck, better building by design. But it's more than a tagline, it speaks to everything we do. We strive to create world-class client experiences with every build. And what better place to show you our process than here in Denver, Colorado? I mean, with views like this, who'd want to stay indoors? But whether you live here in Colorado, Florida, New York, or anywhere in between, our process stays the same because it's about people. The clients we work with every day, and the relationships we build along the way. Let me show you what I mean. Meet the Brokmans, John, Liz, and their kids, Ben, Hannah, and Oliver. They live in picturesque Golden, Colorado, just outside of Denver, and they just had a new deck built by Archadeck Outdoor Living. It's a pretty cool story. See John. See John's wife, Liz. John wants to sell his mountain bike. Liz wants to replace their postage stamp builder deck. See John post his bike online. Now see Ben. Ben wants to buy a used bike. Look, Ben, look, a bike online. Run, Ben, run to the Brokman's house. And wouldn't you know it, in the course of the sale, Ben mentions his company builds decks. Eureka!
So the problem was our deck was essentially not built properly from the initial construction and was literally falling off of the home. So we started looking for bids. We met with several different contractors who weren't really cognizant or respectful of our budget. We didn't really feel like we were listened to in regards to design features and layout, and kind of felt like I think maybe they had a little bit of a cookie cutter product that they wanted to attach to our house, and we were struggling really just finding someone that we thought and felt comfortable working with.
We felt like we hit the deck lottery with Ben.
The Brokmans really liked the idea of creating a separate space on their deck to relax and enjoy the views with their friends. So we decided to build an elevated bar area that has this raised dining ledge and really kind of pushes people up and out from the house and actually improved their views from what they had on the deck before. Another thing that we consider when designing a deck is the direction of the deck boards. And anytime that you have a level change like this, it makes a lot of sense to change the direction of the deck board so that people have a constant reminder that there's a level change that's about to happen. The Brokmans opted for some deck lighting. We have a step light with the level change up here, and then we've created a nice little surround with these cap lights around the elevated bar area.
He just went above and beyond to make sure we got the deck designed the way we wanted it.
You know, it was really refreshing to have Ben not only listen but produce a product and drawings and 3D rendering of what that deck would look like, and to see the discussion we had at our kitchen table come to life, was really something special that we didn't get elsewhere.
So that's our little story about a bike, a builder, and a beautiful deck. But our story doesn't end there. Did I mention the Brokmans have these really nice next-door neighbors, Kim Malone and Christy Jacobs? Next up, we'll meet Kim and Christy and follow their project from start to finish. from the first introduction to the big reveal. We hope that by the end you'll see why we like to say, backyard bliss is closer than you think and inspiration is everywhere. Today we're going to meet Kim Malone and Christy Jacobs, the Brokman's next-door neighbors, who we'll find have some deck needs of their own.
I'm on the Architectural Review Committee for our Homeowners Association, and we review and approve all of the plans for new construction. And when the Brokmans submitted their plans for approval, I was really impressed.
She doesn't usually mention plans to me, but she mentioned that the Brokmans were substantially different from others, and that sort of became a joke as we started talking about building a deck, was the substantial difference between their deck and the other decks in the neighborhood.
At one point, the Brokmans were out of town, and we went over to let their dog Keely out. We were able to look up close and
sneak out on the
personal
under construction deck.
So, you know, that was helpful too.
You're always good at coming up with what the next project is going to be around here.
Well, somebody has to do it.
Yeah. Hey, Ben.
Good afternoon. So we had a chance earlier to walk around your existing deck and look at some areas that you'd like to change. And one of the concerns that you shared was that if you were to build a new deck, you'd like the new deck to be quite a bit more spacious.
Right, we'd like it to go out away from the house further and also go along the house further and change the window over there to a door so there's access. But when we go out, we really want to avoid having the posts go into the artificial turf that's in the backyard.
Okay.
Underneath, we have a fire pit and the stone furniture. We want to preserve the views from that part of the patio.
And open it up so that we can enjoy the rock furniture that is down there.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And you also have these rescue dogs that you wanted to keep in mind. Tell me, how many dogs again?
5. We have Micah, Izzy, Gus, Olive, and Shadow. So
We have a couple that are aging, and they're getting where they can't do stairs very well. So we would like somehow to be able to build it where they can have better access and be safe.
and that should make it easier for us as time goes on too,
Yeah.
because we're not getting any younger.
Yes, yes. Okay, well, I think we may have some solutions for you. So without further ado.
Cool.
So here's a floor plan. And just to get yourselves oriented, I always like to start the conversation from inside the existing house. And what do we experience when we walk out that slider onto the new deck? So if we exit the house onto the new deck, first thing you'll notice is that is the main deck space that you're asking for.
And how much, I don't know, deeper is this than the existing?
Well, it's going to get you at least 6 more feet out from the house,
Great.
being careful not to put those posts down into the existing yard. And this deck right here is all new space right outside what's
That's your door.
There's my door.
There's your door onto the new deck. And then in terms of getting up and down off of the patio, we thought about it a number of different ways. But one of the creative solutions we came up with was actually wrapping the deck around this side of the house that isn't being used for anything right now. But as you know, the ground comes up quite steeply along this side. So if we wrap the deck around here, we can really significantly reduce the amount of stairs that guests have to deal with coming in and out of the backyard, and the dogs, over the long
I
term.
never would have thought of that.
No, that's a great idea.
Now that we've had a chance to walk through the design and see how we've incorporated some of these needs and desires that you've expressed, is this the project that you'd like for us to build?
I think so.
Let's do it. I can't wait to see it.
Let's do it.
Exciting.
All right.
As Kim and Christy found out, when you work with Archadeck, we like to have a comprehensive conversation with you to get a clear picture of what you're looking for. We'll work together with you to refine your custom plan to your complete satisfaction prior to ever breaking ground. And all of our clients receive an exact price quote and detailed contract and specification sheet before construction begins. Next up, we'll get to watch Kim and Christy's beautiful new deck take shape right before our eyes. Today is the day Kim and Christy's existing deck comes down before their beautiful new deck can go up. Let the build begin.
The first thing we have to do is remove any structures that are in our way. Sometimes homeowners will ask if they can save a little bit of money by taking down the existing deck themselves. But we really don't encourage that. First of all, it's a safety issue. But second of all, it's something that we do day in and day out. So it happens very, very quickly. There is a science to it though. We start with the railings and carefully remove the deck boards and working our way back toward the house or toward the stairway. Before you know it, the framing will be up and you'll start to see this outdoor space take shape. We got to a certain point in construction and Christy expressed a concern that she didn't want to feel trapped up on the upper deck with her guests down below.
And I started thinking about the fact that I would have no easy way to get right down to the fire pit area and just join the guests when they were there.
Sometimes as the structures go up, it becomes easier for the homeowner to envision and feel how this new space is going to be. So in this case, we had some space along the straight edge of the deck to think about a spiral staircase that might be able to get people up and down off of that lower patio, but really add some style and add some pizzazz to the deck design. So any type of renovation like this is a full-scale invasion of somebody's personal space. It's really important every day to leave the job site in a way that lets the homeowner know that their property is important to us also. One of the reasons I was really excited to join Archadeck was because it gave me an opportunity to be really creative and to work with people to revolutionize the way that they use their homes. It's so rewarding because it happens so fast. It's almost like instant gratification. When you hire Archadeck to do your job, great care has been taken to order all of the materials up front and line up all of the skilled craftsmen who are going to come onto that property so that we can work like clockwork. It's almost like surgical precision compared to many of the other yahoos you might hire to build a deck.
It's important to note that weather plays an unpredictable role in any build schedule, whether rain or in this case, snow. But you can rest assured that once the weather clears, we'll be back to work in no time.
I'm really thrilled, aren't you?
It's really great. It's
Yeah.
exciting, very exciting.
You know, you see things on paper and you pick out little samples of things, but when it all comes together and you see the actual colors and textures, it's just so much better than I even imagined they would be. And I knew they'd be really good.
The build is coming along beautifully, and that means it's almost party time. Kim and Christy are going to have some friends and neighbors over for a deck warming party, and you're invited. That's coming up next.
I thought our view was good, but this is remarkable, and man, it's just seamless beauty here.
It's great. It's beautiful. Absolutely. It all just flows right into it and gives you this unbelievably gorgeous view.
I think I like the whole dimension of it. It wraps around, and I like the staircase, and it's really beautiful.
I like the way the wood was cut up there and how everything comes together so nicely, and the type of wood that was used. Everything looks fantastic.
My favorite part actually is the railing.
Yeah, I think that's the nicest concept.
So cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cable.
Yep.
It's nice and open.
As I've been remodeling our interior, I'm having some kind of cable.
She's remodeling
I've
in
seen
her head. It's not happening in reality.
We could not be happier with this project. Working with Archadeck has made all of the stresses and hassles of renovation and remodeling so much easier. And it's just been a pleasure to work with them.
They were just so open to all our questions and ideas and all the little details, and really worked with us to get through all of that process. It's really been great.
Yeah, there were lots of questions.
Yeah, well, we're good at questions.
So just to recap what we've done here, this deck really has it all. From the large space that you step onto when you exit the home, you can take in these beautiful views, and the wraparound design that allowed us to incorporate a staircase that's easy access on and off the deck for both dogs and people. We've incorporated beautiful, wonderful decking and railing products, and even came up with a creative way to put a spiral staircase in and allow for a design that really sings but also has some functionality. So Kim and Christy, now that all the dust has settled, I really wanted to take this chance to say thank you for the opportunity to help your vision become reality here. And it's just been such a pleasure working with both of you through the whole thing.
We've really appreciated it. It's just awesome. We're really, really happy.
Yeah, thanks for taking all of our ideas and making them reality, because you did a fantastic job. Thank you so much.
We'd do it all over again.
Well, thank you. We would too.
Thanks for joining us as we've shared the substantial difference of working with Archadeck. This is what we mean when we say better building by design. And no matter where you live, rest assured your Archadeck build project will provide years of enjoyment too. Our warranties guarantee it. Then we look forward to working with you too very soon.